Hey everyone, this is Dayv Doberne, aka Sunyveil, and well, we're going to do another draft in our Eternal video series. Actually completed that last draft last night. I didn't have time to record another one. Looks like we got a another theme deck. So if we win 5 games with the film deck, we'll be able to get some gold and a pack, which is pretty nice. Okay, so I mean, we have enough gold to draft again, so that's exactly what we're going to do. That's the quickest way to convert your gold into packs and more gold. So we're just going to head into another draft. All right. So this pack is interesting. It's got a rare that is kind of useful. Like this, I think if you're building your collection, this is a reasonable card to have, because you're going to want some for queen decks, just very aggressive decks, because this can be, well, it can cost nothing. There's also Feeding Time. That's probably the best card here. Suffocate's pretty good, and Serpent Trainer is pretty good if you want to stay open. But considering that Feeding Time just kills anything, I think that this is probably the best card. It's kind of difficult to get Lurking Sanguire online, unless you're just absolutely ridiculously aggressive. And Feeding Time generally tends to be pretty good, and it's a card that you'd certainly be happy splashing. It's just that powerful. And it, if we end up in Felm, that satisfies our quests. So I'm going to go ahead and take this, just based on its power level. And in this pack, we get either False Prince or Serpent Trainer. There's also Xenon Guardian, which is kind of nice. False Prince, I could take the False Prince and have the plan be Elysian Splashing Shadow. Or I could take the Serpent Trainer and stay open, but I think that False Prince is better enough than Serpent Trainer that I'm just going to take this as the most powerful card. So we'll go ahead and do that. Okay. Well, we follow that up with another great time card in Amber Monument. Throne Warden is also very good. And Sharpshooter is a nice common to have, but since we have the False Prince, certainly happy to have the Amber Monument. You could even make some sort of theme deck that wants units that have 5 attack or more. Okay, this pack isn't the most exciting. I think we either have Tower Top Patrol or Legion Stranger. The Legion Stranger would help our fixing for cards like False Prince and Feeding Time. Tower Top Patrol is just kind of a nice card. I think I'm just going to take the Legion Stranger. Alright, there's another Stranger, which does help our fixing a little. There's also Synchronized Strike, and I don't know how good Fevered Scout is, but I'm guessing it's not very good. Bladekin Apprentice is a nice fire card. Synchronized Strike actually works pretty well with False Prince, because no one suspects a trick when you're using False Prince. And there's also just Stone Scar Stranger. We already passed up one of the +1/+1 Strangers, but if we get something like a Soaring Stranger, we're going to be happy to have so many of these. So I'll go ahead and just take the unit here. Here we have Refresh. It looks like Primal is being eaten up pretty quickly. We have Refresh or Dormant Sentinel, I think, and I'm just going to take the big unit. And Back Alley Bouncer is okay, Sidearm's okay, but if we are going to be time for the False Prince, it's going to be difficult to get a bunch of medium shadow cards in the deck. Okay, so now we have a Cobalt Acolyte. I think that's the easy pick. So how I was saying earlier that it looks like Primal is being eaten up before it gets to us, but Cobalt Acolyte's a pretty good Primal card. But on the other hand, maybe this pack is just pretty deep. Crownwatch Deserter is also not a card you expect to see late. Alright, we can follow that up with Xenon Guardian. I love my Xenon Guardians. There's also Eastwind Herald, which I think we'd be pretty happy with, but Xenon Guardian's a very nice finisher, and we can take a Bold Adventurer here, I think. Yeti Snowslinger has its uses, but it's certainly in one-on-one combat, it's not nearly as good as Bold Adventurer. I think I'm just going to take the stats in Bold Adventure. We'll just take the banner here in case there's something we want to splash. Probably not playing the Priest, and we might end up playing that Initiate of the Sands. And here, this is very nice. We get a Bomb in our second pack, Thunderstrike Dragon. It's very difficult to beat this if you have the time to play one or both of them. So we'll go ahead and take that and cementing our position as a Legion with possibly a Shadow Splash. Terrazon's also like a nice card here, but this is far and away the best card for us. Okay, there's Trailblazer, but we don't have very many fast spells. I think this is better in a Felm deck most of the time. There's Wisdom of the Elders, which is just a solid card. There's also Daze and Execute. I'm tempted to just take the Execute because in Elysian decks, you tend to not have a ton of removal. So splashing Shadow for the removal cards like Feeding Time and Execute is something that you'll be doing pretty frequently and works out pretty well. Okay, here we have a Feln Stranger or a Cobalt Acolyte. I'm tempted to just take the Stranger. It's a very good card for us fixing wise, and we've got a lot of requirements in False Prince and Thunderstrike Dragon and then the Shadow cards. There's also Cobalt Acolyte, which I think is reasonable. Whoops. But we're just going to take the Stranger here. Cobalt Acolyte's good, but I don't think it's like way better than the cards we have. Alright, well, let's just keep on taking the Strangers, I guess. We don't want any of these Justice cards. We don't want this Tekken Grandin, and Herald Song is pretty weak. So, alright. We can take the Predator's Instinct here. That's not terrible. We've got some big units to use it with, but I think I might just take the Stranger again. we need a Determined Stranger, like a couple Determined Strangers, or just anything that will make these Strangers... give these Strangers some oomph, but that's certainly a possibility. The other thing I could do is take Second Sight, but the only card I have that works with that right now is Thunderstrike Dragon, and generally I'm not a huge fan of this card. Alright, looks like time is getting eaten up in this pack. We don't really want any of these cards. The one that I can see myself playing the most is Darfang Spider, so we'll go ahead and take that. Icebreaker, Scavenging Vulture, Combre Banner. This is another underwhelming pack. We're not getting hooked up the way that we were in the last draft. I think the best card here is Obsidian Golem, followed by Shield, and that's a pretty good sign that we might be in the wrong factions. But I mean, it's hard to pass up on this Thunderstrike Dragon. I don't know. Is it too late to pivot into splashing fire? This isn't exactly a card you want to splash, though. What about taking the Scavenging Vulture? Maybe I'll just take the Scavenging Vulture. Don't think we're an Icebreaker deck. Well, alright, maybe I will take the Icebreaker. It has pretty high upside. We haven't seen any of that upside yet, but we could, like, if we open a... Oh, an Eye of Winter. Okay, and this pack has a Stormlinks, which is nice, but I think I'm just going to take the Banner here. Anything that helps us play this Thunderstrike Dragon in a 3-faction deck, I think, is welcomed. And we have all these Strangers for 2-drops, so it's not like we're missing out a ton on Stormlinks. A lot of these times when you're drafting these types of Elysian decks, you are missing out on 2-drops, and that's where Stormlinks is really helpful, but that is not the case for us. Okay. This pack is pretty bad for us also. We've got a Flash Freeze, we've got an Obliterate, we can't really splash. We do have a Dark Return, which might be nice. It's good with Cobalt Acolyte, and it's really good with the Thunderstrike Dragon if we can swing that. I don't think we're really too interested. Like, Teleport's also a possibility, but we've got some nice removal spells and Execute and Feeding Time. I think that Dark Return's the pick here. Like, this is a really good card. And if we get anything else with Echo, it's just really nice. So we'll go ahead and take that. Not sure about that. Ooh, Pillar of Mar is greatly appreciated. That's a great A-level top-end card. I don't know if there's an S level on RNG's rankings, but this is a very tough card to beat a lot of the time. Alright, here we have Unstable Form, Elysian Banner, or Violent Gust. I think all of those are pretty reasonable. Unstable Form works really well with any type of Acolyte, but we only have one in the Cobalt Acolyte. We could just take the Elysian Banner which helps us with like Pillar of Mar. I mean, we have triple primal, triple time in this deck already. There's also a Vorlunk, which is like kind of mediocre 4-drop. We have 2 packs left. There's also Violent Gust. I think I'm just going to take the Elysian Banner. We're going to be pretty greedy on our factions here, and hopefully it'll pay off. This is not an example of it paying off, though. No! Okay, well, what are we going to do here? Maybe there was some point where I was supposed to jump into Justice, but I don't think I've seen, like, huge Justice bombs aside from Throne Warden, but that's not, like, I don't know, that's, like, more of a good supporting cast card. I wouldn't say it's a bomb. It can't win the game on its own. Alright, we'll take the Predator's Instinct. We might end up using it. Alright, we've got Infinite Hourglass and Towering Terrazon, both of which are pretty nice. I think we're just going to take the Terrazon, though. Especially with as much fixing as we have, I don't think the double time will be too difficult. And we need units. Okay. Sauropod Wrangler is an interesting one here, but I think I'm going to take the Aerial Ace because we don't have much in the way of flying. We've got like a bunch of really big dudes. We also have a bunch of 2-drops that are basically as good as Sauropod Wrangler, if not better. So without any flying, I think I'm just going to take the Aerial Ace. Alright, we could take the Synchronized Strike here, or another Initiatus Hands. With our fixing, Initiatus Hands is pretty tempting. Alright, sure. We've got a lot of expensive stuff. We'll go ahead and take the Initiatus Hands, follow it up with the Slow. This is not getting many options here. I'm going to take the Stats and Bold Adventure again. Sauropod Wrangler, while it can have some synergy with our deck, it's not like all of our units have 5 attack or more. And the stats on Bold Adventure tend to be pretty relevant. We'll take the Aerial Ace here. Tower Top Patrol is a nice one. It'll help us prolong the game and get into our late game. Okay, so here we really haven't gotten much to help with this Stranger synergy. And then we're just hoping to win with like a Xenon Guardian or a Thunderstrike Dragon or Pillar of Mar, which isn't... It's not unwinnable. Certainly against fire decks, that's not a bad plan. But we could have some trouble. There's a Falchion, which is a good card, but it's double Shadow, which is going to be really tough. There's also Frostkin and Vorlunk, which I think are solid, and Wisdom of the Elders, which just draws us a couple of cards. Well, I think Frostkin's better than Vorlunk. So I'm leaning in that direction. Also, like, Twilight Raptor is a really good card, but I think it's really a card that you want if you're in film, and not otherwise. Maybe I'll just take the Wisdom of the Elders. Like, I have a couple good 4s. I don't have a ton of good 4s, though. Jeez, I have a lot of cards that I'm not interested in playing. Alright, maybe I'll just take the Frostkin then. It's a nice unit to help us survive until we can get our other stuff down. Alright, I'll take the Execute here. Just more removal. Yes, it's on the splash, but I think it's worth it. Ooh, jeez. Annihilate versus False Prince. Those are 2 excellent uncommons, and we're happy to see either. I think I'm going to take the False Prince. We already have some removal. Oh boy. Annihilate's got to be a better card than False Prince, but... Jeez. Annihilate on the splash? Is that better than False Prince? I think as much as I like False Prince, as tempting as it is to take it here, I think Annihilate's better because it can kill something that's huge that has a weapon. So we'll go ahead and take that. Karmic Guardian is our worst enemy, by the way. Alright, we'll take the Found Stranger. Can probably replace one of the other strangers. It's just better for splashing. Jeez, Awakened Student. I think that Stormlinks is going to be better than Snowslinger, so let's go ahead and take that. Is this an Arachnodon deck? No, I'll just take Twinning Ritual. Maybe that can copy one of our bombs. Alchemical Blast or Elysian Banner. I'm not desperate for Alchemical Blast with the Execute, so I'm just going to take the Elysian Banner. Ooh, Xenon Guardian? That's a gift, I think. I think that our games are going to go long. And I think a card like Xenon Guardian is going to help us actually turn the tide and win the game. Both these are bad, right? Okay. So, let's see. We've got a lot of expensive stuff, so we probably want those Initiative Sands. Predator's Instinct's a maybe. Okay, we're definitely playing these Xene Guardians, the Tower Top Patrol, the Terrazon, the Pillar of Mar, maybe one of the Dormant Sentinels, but I'm not sure. The Frostkin, Cobalt Acolyte, Thunderstrike Dragon, and then all these removal cards in Shadow. And the False Prince, of course, Stormlinks. The On-Color Strangers, definitely. I like how right now my deck doesn't qualify for any faction. Okay, so we could put in the Stonescar Stranger to help splash the Shadow. Kind of like that idea. I mean, we have 4 Shadow cards. Our power base is going to be stretched real thin. All right, how about this Twinning Ritual? I mean, we do have some big dude, like Twinning Ritual on Xenon Guardian, or, oh, shoot. Let's get rid of that alert box. Looks like Twitch Alerts is having some troubles. Do we take this Dark Return? Dark Return's not bad. At the worst, it's just like a 3-power 3/3 if I Dark Return a Stranger. So let's go ahead and take that. Probably take the Twinning Ritual also. And then, okay, we've got like Bold Adventurers, Aerial Ace, Predator's Instinct. How many of these do I want? I already have 5, 6 2-drops. Don't think I need a Bold Adventurer. I think that we're okay on 2s. And we also have the Initiator's Hand. Maybe I play one or both of these Aerial Aces. Probably play the Predator's Instincts. Or the Predator's Instinct singular. Just because I need it. And then we still have 2 slots, I believe. At least 2 slots. We could play slow. So I could play another Aerial Ace. I could play slow. You know, I could play one of these big guys. The Dormant Sentinel? Sure. We're going to be playing a lot of power. Maybe I'll just play slow. And then 18 power including the Monument. We also have 2 Initiates, so essentially there are 20 power sources in this deck. But we've got a lot of expensive stuff, so I think that's where we need to be. Alright, hopefully the fixing is good enough to support this deck. So, okay, Twinning Ritual maybe is something that we might be able to cut for like a Bold Adventurer, but I think that's about it. I think that would be the only change. Let's see. I think we want to keep the Twinning Ritual just to copy whatever our biggest unit is so that we have more just like stuff. Because we kind of have to just plow through our opponents. Not like we're particularly aggressive or tricky. We just kind of need to have better stuff than they do. So I guess this is what we're going with. Alright, well, we'll see how this goes. Add power, 3 shadow, 4 primal. I feel like I need more primal. This already has 11, 12, 13 time sources. And it has the triple time for Pillar of Mar, right? But, okay, so 2, 4, 9, 12. Okay, so this also has 12 primal sources. So we actually should be pretty good. So this is 4 plus 4, 8, plus 3 is 11. So 11 primal sources for the triple primal on Thunderstrike Dragon. Hopefully that's good enough. On average, we draw that by 11 out of 45. We need 3, 1/4. A little less than 1/4 of our deck. So yeah, on average we hit that in about 4 or 5 turns, or at least we have it in our hand. I'm also not sure how good this slow is going to be, but if we get to hit something that is expensive, then it's worth it, I suppose. Jeez, maybe I should just be playing a second Dormant Sentinel. I really wish we had another Cobalt Acolyte, but we also have some removal. I don't know, maybe we're okay. Maybe I should cut the Stonescar Stranger. That's the worst Stranger that we have for... Nah, whatever. We need the fixing. For a Bold Adventurer. or like an aerial ace. We also don't have much defense against flyers, but we do have the removal spells. Okay, we'll just go with this. Kind of worried about Predator's Instinct, but, you know, that's just kind of what we're dealing with. Okay, so, as usual, we'll be splitting this into 2 sections. So, yeah, I'll see you in the game sections. I predict about 3 or 4 wins with this deck. I'm not too thrilled about it. If we can get into the diamond chests, I'm certainly very happy. Anyway, I'll see you guys in a bit, and, yeah, thanks for watching.